What's up, guys? Philip Batchelder, hashtag PBR. Sorry, Philip Batchelder Realtor, hashtag PBR. I want to tell you guys a story real quick, and then I'm going to get back to those cards. I was driving to an MTSU game the other day with a buddy who has been renting for the longest of times, and he's an accountant, and he is really good with numbers, and decided to see, hey, what's the amount of money that I would have if I would have bought a house or put it towards a house if I would have not rented for as long as I've rented. And he looked at me and said, Philip, I figured it out. I would be able to outright own a $275,000 house. $275,000 house, guys. Oh my goodness. I know he's been renting for a while, but on average, people are renting 5, 10, sometimes 15 years just because they don't want the maintenance. They don't want the hardship that they think comes with owning a home. Now, let me go back through these cards, okay? Now, that was a very sad story. I felt for him. $275,000 that he'll never see again. It went to somebody other investor. It made somebody else wealthy. And now he has to think about that going, man, I'm never going to see that money again. So I really want you guys to think. I want to provoke thinking in your thoughts today. So let's start out with our number here, right? We've got $1,500, right? Well, that $1,500, I think, is pretty much, we could say, the average rent right now in a lot of areas, probably more in a lot of areas in Nashville. But that number multiplied by 12 gives us $18,000, right? Over 5 years, this is what somebody else is going to make on you. And they're going to say, thank you so much. I appreciate your money. And let's take that same $1,500. Now, this $1,500 is based on a $300,000 mortgage at 4.5% interest on 30 years. Now, I didn't include PMI or insurance, and I didn't do that because I also didn't include rent increases and all the other things that you experience as expenses when you rent. So that amount, out of that amount, this is what goes towards paying down your house monthly. So if you buy a $300,000 house, $1,500 a month payment, this is what is actually going into your pocket or towards paying down the house, which over 5 years equates to this. Now, that's not $90,000, but it's also going towards you and not somebody else, not some other investor. Now, I love my investors. Matter of fact, I am an investor. I've got some properties I'm looking to buy here very soon, and I suggest that you do that too, because you got to acquire assets to acquire wealth in life, and we could talk about that in another video. Well, Philip, what about maintenance costs? Okay, let's talk about that. Well, let's say you buy a $300,000 house. Just say 1%. It'll take 1% to maintain that house on a yearly basis. Now, if you buy a new house, probably less, okay? And there's a lot of new builds going on. I've got a ton of them around here that I could show you, and I'd love to show you them. In Lebanon, they've got all these developments going in. So that's our rent versus buying scenario, guys. And the motto of today is that I don't want you to miss out, okay? Like my friend that rented and is still renting. I could not convince him that it's time. Let's go ahead and start then. Let's put this money towards a house. But it's time to stop giving our money to other people, okay? And so many people think, I'm sitting on the couch and they're thinking, oh, there's no way I can own a home. There's no way that I can make that happen. There are some great loan programs out there that will allow you to get into a house for little or no money down. I mean, especially if you're a VA. I mean, I would love to talk to you if you have VA. If not, we've got rural loans, we've got THDA loans, you know, we've got FHA loans. So there's all kinds of options out there for you to get into your house, and stop wasting your money and start paying yourself and stop paying someone else, because it's all about you guys. That's why I'm doing this, is I want to educate you, give you some real numbers so that you can see, hey, it's time for me to stop giving my money away and make sure that I'm paying myself. Because what happens when it's time to build the family, right? And you don't have a house, or, you know, it's you and your wife and you don't have a house. Well, now you want kids, but you don't have a house with equity in it, and now you need a bigger house. And then you don't have anything to sell to get equity out of to move into a bigger house. So then that requires a bigger down payment. And I don't mean to ramble, but I'm just very passionate about you guys getting into the best situation. Now, last thing, really cool. Actually, I just had an appraiser over at my house yesterday, and he said last year alone in Lebanon or Wilson County, I can't remember specifically, he said house values grew 8%. Now, that is tremendous, guys. Now, if you would have gotten off the couch last year on a $300,000 house, take your calculator right now and multiply 300,000 times 8%, and then take that number and add it to the 300,000, and that's what your house is now worth, plus whatever you paid down over the year. Maybe you did a 15-year, maybe you had some money down and you only have like a 10-year note, or even if you have a 30-year. Houses right now in Nashville are accumulating in value tremendously. So let's not wait anymore. Give me a call, Philip Batchelder Realtor, hashtag PBR. I want to help you get into the situation that's right for you guys. I care. I'm passionate about your financial future, and it starts with building equity and moving into that direction. Catch you on the next one.